Hello everyone and welcome back to Till Death Paranormal. I'm Si.
And I'm Claire.
And this week we're diving into Urban Legends Week, and today we're covering a legend that's completely unique in the history of folklore because, well, we know exactly when it was created, who created it, and we watched it spread in real time across the internet.
And we did indeed, and we're talking about Slender Man. The tall, faceless figure in a black suit that went from Photoshop contest on a comedy forum in 2009 to a global phenomenon that inspired video games, movies, web series, and tragically, real-world violence.
This is a modern myth, not ancient folklore passed down through generations. We're talking about something that was literally invented on June 10th, 2009 by a guy named Eric Knudsen on the Something Awful forums.
Within 5 years, Slender Man had become so embedded in an internet culture that two 12-year-old girls in Wisconsin stabbed their friend 19 times because they believed Slender Man was real and would kill their families if they didn't prove their loyalty to him.
Absolute batshit crazy. The victim, Peyton Lautner, barely survived. I don't know how she survived after being stabbed 19 times. The attackers, Morgan Geyser and Annie Sawyer, were convicted and sent to mental institutions. And just weeks ago, in late November 2025, Morgan Geyser escaped from her group home and was recaptured in Illinois.
So how does a fictional character created as a joke on an internet forum become so powerful that children try to murder for him? How did Slender Man blur the lines between fiction and reality so effectively that people generally couldn't tell what was real?
Today we're covering the complete story from the original forum post in 2009 to the explosion across creepypasta websites and YouTube to the 2014 stabbing that shocked the world to where Slenderman stands in 2025.
And this is a story of how the internet created a monster, so let's get into it.
Said I do and now we're stuck, going through life without much luck. Suck yourself in and hold your breath. Swear together now till death.
Alright, so let's go back to June 2009. The internet looked very different back then. I remember the day.
Was that when we had MySpace?
Classic MySpace.
Classic MySpace. I'm sure 2000. Well, did I meet you in 2009?
I don't know, I miss MySpace. Anyway, Twitter was only 3 years old. Instagram didn't exist yet. And YouTube was still relatively new. And internet forums were the primary way people shared content online.
That was MSN. For all you young ones, it was called MSN. And one of the most popular forums was Something Awful, or SA for short. It was, and technically still is, a comedy website launched in 1999 by Rich Low-Tax Kinyaka. It costs $10 to create an account, which keeps out most trolls.
Something Awful was massive in internet culture. It's where 4chan's founder Christopher Poole got his start. It influenced early meme culture, comedy and internet humour. The forums had millions of users discussing everything from video games to politics to horror.
On June 8th, 2009, a user started a thread in the paranormal subforum called Create Paranormal Images. The challenge was simple. Use Photoshop to edit ordinary photos to make them look like they contained paranormal activity.
Forum users started submitting their entries. Most were pretty standard stuff: orbs, ghostly figures, creepy shadows, nothing particularly memorable. But then, on June 10th, 2009, a user with the pseudonym Victor Surge posted 2 black and white images.
These photos showed groups of children, one at a playground and one outside what looked like a building or facility. And in the background of both images was a tall, thin figure dressed in a black suit. Unnaturally tall, with what appeared to be long, stretching arms.
But Victor Surge didn't just post the photos. He added text captions supposedly from witnesses describing the abductions of children and giving the entity a name: the Slender Man.
The first caption read, "We didn't want to go, we didn't want to kill them." But his persistent silence and outstretched arms horrified and comforted us at the same time. One of 2 recovered photographs from the Sterling City Library blaze, notable for being taken the day with which 14 children vanished.
The second caption, one of 2 recovered photographs from the Stirling City Library blaze, notable for being taken the day which 14 children vanished, and for what is referred to as the Slender Man. Deformities cited as film defects by officials. Fire at library occurred 1 week later. Actual photograph confiscated as evidence. 1986 photographer Mary Thomas missing since June the 13th, 1986. A lot of information there.
There is a lot, just for little captions on a picture. I know, that's why I was like, oh. Okay, so Victor Surge's real name is Eric Knudsen. In 2009, he was living in Nagasaki, Japan. I just think of the rally now. Nagasaki, Japan. He was a writer and creative professional who'd been a member of Something Awful for years.
In later interviews, Knudsen said he threw the images together in about 15 minutes. He was inspired by various horror sources: Stephen King's The Mist, reports of shadow people, Mothman, the Mad Gasser of Mattoon, and H.P. Lovecraft's cosmic horror.
Never heard of that one. He also cited Zach Parsons' story, That Insidious Beast, the tall man from the 1979 film Phantasm, thank you, and survival horror video games like Silent Hill and Resident Evil. His goal was to create something whose motivations could barely be comprehended.
What made Slender Man different from previous entries in the contest was the storytelling. Knudsen didn't just post creepy photos, he created a mythology. He made it feel real with specific dates, locations and witness accounts.
And the Something Awful community immediately ran with it. Within hours, other users started contributing their own Slender sightings. A username called Leech Code 5, another photo showing Slender Man in front of a burning building. How? It's bloody internet, isn't it?
Well, it's just editing and putting it in here. 2 days later, a user called Trenchmall wrote his own Slender Man story. Then another user, then another, and by June the 11th, the thread was exploding with content. Everyone wanted to contribute to the Slender Man mythos.
And this is a key to understanding how Slender Man spread. It was collaborative. There was no official canon, no single creator controlling the narrative. Anyone could add their own details, their own sightings, and their own rules.
Some users said Slender Man had tentacles sprouting from his back. Others said he could make you forget you'd seen him. Some claimed he stalked children in forests, whereas others said he appeared at your home. The legend grew organically, with each person adding their own nightmare fuel.
Within 5 months of his creation, people were already calling into the Coast to Coast AM, a paranormal radio show, asking about Slender Man. They wanted to know if he was real, if there was any truth to this sightings.
Good grief.
I know.
Eric Knudsen later commented that despite people knowing he created Slender Man on Something Awful, many still entertain the possibility that he might actually exist. The line between fiction and reality was blurring even that early.
By 2011, a Minneapolis Star-Tribune article described Slender Man's origins as difficult to pinpoint, even though his creation was publicly documented only 2 years old. That's how effectively the myth had spread and mutated.
It's ridiculous.
I know, it's ridiculous.
Knudsen registered a copyright of the name Slender Man in January 2010, but by that point the character had already escaped his control. Slender Man belonged to the internet now, not to any single creator. So before we move on to the next bit, it's ridiculous how quickly stuff spreads.
It's stupid.
And then people are ringing in to radio stations asking,
Is it real?
Is it real?
Oh my God.
Even though the guy's clearly said, no, I made it up.
I made it up.
Here's
and
my
I
post.
did the photoshopping of the picture.
And then news places are going, we're not really sure where it's come from. It was me.
Well, they haven't done
You can see my post here.
They haven't investigated it well then, have they?
No.
If it's difficult to pinpoint.
Honestly, it just
goes to show how much the internet can be sometimes.
That's how stupid people are and how easy it can get out of control.
Imagine it now with AI.
It's even worse now. Yeah.
I know you don't even know what's real. I seen like an anaconda take away a ship the other day, and Brooke was like, "Oh my God, is that real?" I'm like, "No,
that was actually real."
It wasn't.
No, it wasn't. But no, you don't. AI is getting rather good with the old videos and stuff. So
yeah, videos on your phone are good. Films, shite. Don't get me started on that.
Yeah, it won't be long.
No,
Won't be long
long.
until films are a complete AI film comes
Oh
out.
no, it'd be ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, Slender Man started on Something Awful in June 2009, but within months he'd spread every corner of the internet, and the primary vehicle for the spread was creepypasta.
If you're not familiar with the term creepypasta,
I'm not. What is creepypasta, Sam?
Well, I'm about to tell you. It is a combination of creepy and copypasta, which is internet slang for text that gets copied and pasted across forums and websites. So, creepypasta refers to short horror stories that are shared online. So people have copied stuff, pasted it, and added on, copy-paste, added on, copy-paste.
Oh, it's like that episode of Supernatural.
It is back to Supernatural again.
Back to Supernatural, it's like that episode.
Where it gets created out of
nothing.
There's a word for it. We have discussed this on the podcast. Go back to all the episodes and listen.
Yeah, go and listen to all the episodes, and that episode will come up.
It says it somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are dedicated creepypasta websites now, but back in 2009 and 2010, these stories spread through forums like 4chan, Reddit, and various horror communities, and Slender Man became one of the most popular creepypasta characters ever created. Creepypasta, I can't believe I'm saying that in a sentence.
Why? It's a thing.
Oh, I know, it's just weird.
Get over yourself. Right, so people wrote stories about encountering Slender Man in the woods, about him appearing outside their bedroom windows, and about children being stalked and abducted. The stories varied wildly because there was no official version. Everyone can contribute.
One of the most influential expansions of the Slender Man mythos came from a YouTube series called Marble Hornets, which started on June 20th, 2009, just 10 days after Nudson's original post.
Ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. 10
Marble
days.
Hornets was created by Troy Wagner and Joseph Delag, film students from Alabama. It was presented as found footage, supposedly recordings from an abandoned student film project that had been haunted by a mysterious entity.
In Marble Hornets, they called him the Operator instead of Slender Man, but it was clearly the same entity. Tall, faceless, wearing a suit, causing paranoia and memory loss in the people who encountered him. I know.
Marble Hornets ran for 5 years.
5 years? Bloody hell.
From 2009 to 2014, spanning 87 episodes. It became one of the most successful horror web series ever made, garnering millions of views and creating a dedicated fan base.
The series used this brilliant technique of hiding the operator in the background of shots. You'd be watching someone talk to the camera, and if you looked carefully, you'd see the figure standing motionless behind a tree in the distance. Just watching. Just stood there.
Yeah.
Watching.
I'm watching.
I'm watching you.
Other web series followed. Tribe 12, Everyman Hybrid, Dark Harvest 00, all part of what became known as the Slenderverse. Each series had its own take on the myth, its own rules, and its own story.
Meanwhile, Slender Man was exploding on DeviantArt, where artists created thousands of illustrations and manipulated photos. He appeared in memes, fan fiction, role-playing games, and by 2011 he was everywhere online. I remember seeing loads of pictures just pop up. It was annoying.
Then came the video games. In 2012, an indie game developer named Parsec Productions released Slender, the 8 Pages, a free horror game where you walk through a dark forest collecting pages while being stalked by Slender Man.
The game was absolutely terrifying. You're alone in the woods at night with just a flashlight. Every time you collect a page, Slender Man gets closer. If you look at him directly, your screen fills with static and he teleports closer to you.
The game's website crashed on release day because too many people tried to download it at once. It became a YouTube sensation, with millions of people watching Let's Play videos of streamers getting scared out of their minds.
A sequel, Slender the Arrival, was released in 2013. Other games followed, Slender Man's Shadow, Slender Rising for mobile devices. He even influenced Minecraft. The Enderman creatures, the Enderman creatures are directly inspired. I can't believe it, inspired by Slender Man on Minecraft.
Yeah, and the kids will have you for not knowing the Enderman from Minecraft.
Sorry.
By 2012 to 2013, Slenderman had transcended internet culture and entered mainstream awareness. News outlets were writing articles about him, parents who weren't online were hearing about him from their kids. He was actually becoming a household name.
Halloween costumes, merchandise, fan conventions, Slender Man was everywhere. And crucially, a generation of children and teenagers had grown up with him as part of their digital folklore.
Unlike traditional urban legends that evolved over decades or centuries, like we've talked about on the podcast, so subscribe for more,
Yeah.
Slender Man had gone from creation to cultural saturation in less than 5 years. That's unprecedented in the history of folklore and mythology.
It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, it's
From
nuts.
ones that we've talked about, it's that, like it said, it takes centuries.
Yeah, it's nuts.
This is under 5 years. But there was a dark side to this rapid spread, because some people, particularly young, impressionable people, started to believe Slender Man was real. Not metaphorically real, but literally real.
The collaborative nature of the mythos made it feel authentic. Hundreds of people were posting sightings. They were sharing evidence. They were treating it like it was fucking real. Even though they knew it wasn't, it was a game, a shared fiction.
But if you're 12 years old and you discover Slender Man through creepypasta websites that present these stories as potentially true, if you spend hours watching Marble Hornets and present it as found footage, you might not understand its fiction.
And that's exactly what happened in Waukesha, Wisconsin in 2014. Alright, before we continue this episode, here's a quick word from our sponsor and friends over at Haunted.
This is actually really cool. So Haunted is a new map-based app for paranormal lovers. You open it up and it literally shows you haunted locations near where you're sitting right now.
Right now, yeah, it's like Google Maps but for ghosts. So you can read about each location, see other people's experiences, and even share your own encounters.
They're currently live over on Kickstarter, so if you want to help bring it all to life and maybe find out if your street's hiding something spooky, go check it out.
Just search Haunted on Kickstarter or hit the link in the show notes. Trust us, it's one of the coolest paranormal projects we've seen in ages.
Super duper cool.
I know, super duper cool.
Super
Back
duper cool.
to the episode, Claire.
Here we go. Thank you to Haunted, who is our sponsor, and hopefully that is done soon so we can download it and go ghost hunting.
Yeah,
with
he's
the
already
app.
asking for lists of haunted places to add to the database.
Nice.
So things are moving for Haunted. So if you don't know what it is, go check it out because it's pretty good for people like us who like UFOs, ghosts, aliens, weird shit.
Paranormal shops.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything. So
Yeah.
if you do actually know of any haunted places, maybe drop him a message.
Yeah,
as well.
definitely message him. He is asking, so go
Yeah.
check him out on his social media as well because it's a cool project that we want to see take off.
Yeah, so thank you for that. So here we go. This is the horrible bit now that comes from Slender Man. So
Unfortunately, yeah.
just a word of warning, it's not nice. So on May 31st, 2014 in Wisconsin, a quiet suburb about 20 miles west of Milwaukee, 3 12-year-old girls were having what seemed like a normal sleepover and birthday celebration.
Morgan Gazer, Anissa Weir and Peyton Lautner, they were 6th grade classmates. Peyton had gone to Morgan's house for a sleepover to celebrate her birthday. The next morning, they ate donuts and decided to go to a nearby park.
Morgan and Anissa had become close friends because they lived in the same apartment building and discovered they both loved creepypasta, particularly stories about Slender Man. Peyton later said Morgan talked about Slender Man constantly and it terrified her.
But Peyton thought it was just stories, just horror fiction that her friend was really into. She had no idea that Morgan and Anissa actually believed Slender Man was real, and she definitely had no idea that they'd been planning to kill her for months.
At the park, David's Park in Waukesha, the girls played for a while. Then, Morgan and Anissa suggested playing hide and seek in the wooded area. They told Peyton to lie down on the ground and cover herself with sticks and leaves as part of the game.
Peyton later said they just wanted to go on a walk, and I didn't think much of it. It's just a walk. It's in Waukesha. What bad stuff happens in Waukesha, Wisconsin?
But it was a trick. The moment Peyton was on the ground, vulnerable, Morgan attacked her. She stabbed Peyton 19 times with a 5-inch kitchen knife. In the arms, legs and torso. Anissa watched and encouraged her.
Wow.
Yeah.
19 stab wounds. on a 12-year-old girl. 2 of the wounds hit major organs. 1 stab wound missed a major artery by less than a millimetre. If it had hit that artery, Peyton would have bled out in minutes.
After the attack, Morgan and Anissa told Peyton that they were going to get help, but that was another lie. They left her there to die and began walking towards Highway 94, planning to hike north to Nicollet National Forest.
Why? Because Morgan and Anissa believed that Slender Man lived in a mansion in that forest. They thought that by killing Peyton, they would prove their loyalty to Slender Man and become his proxies, i.e. his servants.
They generally believed that if they didn't kill someone to appease him, Slender Man would kill them and their families. This wasn't a game to them. They thought this was real.
Meanwhile, Peyton was bleeding out in the woods, but she didn't die. She managed to crawl out of the forest to a bike path where a passing cyclist found her and called 911.
Peyton later said, "I couldn't focus much because my body was working so hard to keep itself alive. It was probably like vision isn't really a priority right now." She spent 6 days in the hospital and required emergency surgery.
12 years old, man.
I know.
Police immediately began searching for Morgan and Anissa, and they found them hours later walking along Interstate 94 heading north. Both girls had blood on their clothing, and police found a knife in Anissa's backpack.
During police interrogation, both girls openly admitted what they'd done. They explained about Slender Man, about the mansion in the forest, about needing to become proxies. They showed investigators the creepypasta wiki on the phones where they'd learnt about the Slender Man.
Morgan said, "It was weird that I didn't feel remorse." She later explained she'd been seeing Slender Man since she was 8 years old and believed he was always watching her. She was diagnosed with early onset schizophrenia.
Anissa told police, "I thought Slender Man was real, and I thought that we had to do this for him." She believed her family would be killed if she didn't follow through.
Both girls were charged as adults with attempted first-degree murder, despite being only 12 years old. This sparked massive controversy about trying children as adults, especially when mental illness was clearly involved.
The case made international headlines. Slender Man stabbing became shorthand for a new kind of horror. The internet influencing children to commit real violence. Parents everywhere panicked about what their kids were viewing online.
Eric Knudsen, the creator of Slender Man, released a statement. "I am deeply saddened by the tragedy in Wisconsin, and my heart goes out to the families of those affected by this terrible act." He refused to give interviews.
In 2017, both girls were tried. They were found not guilty by reason of mental disease or defect. Anissa Wire was sentenced to 25 years in a mental institution. Morgan Geyser was sentenced to 40 years.
Anissa was released in 2021 at age 19 with strict conditions. GPS ankle monitoring, no contact with Peyton until 2039, mandatory mental health treatment. She has to live with her father until supervised, until she is 37 years old.
Morgan remained institutionalized until 2025. In January 2025, a judge approved her supervised release to a group home after 3 psychologists testified about her progress and mental health improvement.
But in late November 2025, just weeks ago, Morgan Geyser cut off her GPS ankle bracelet and fled the group home. She was found about 24 hours later at a truck stop in Illinois with a 42-year-old acquaintance.
When police initially asked for her name, she gave them a false identity. Then she told them, "Just Google me." She was extradited back to Wisconsin and is now in custody at county jail. Her condition release has been revoked.
And Peyton? Well, she survived. She's now in her early 20s. In 2019, she gave an interview saying she'd worked hard to heal and was pursuing a career in medicine. She's moved forward with her life despite the trauma.
How bad's that?
Yeah.
12.
Yeah.
That's odd.
And I know that children, but you know what's wrong and what's right, don't you?
Well, you'd think they do. But it was it's just mad how they thought that. But I don't think there was anything...
Children are easily influenced, aren't they? But
yeah.
They should still know what's right and wrong. And clearly, planning to stab a friend 19 times is wrong.
Well, yeah.
So, yeah.
It's
but
just
it makes you
weird,
think,
isn't it?
doesn't it? How
It's just-
easy.
Like, that bloke who made Slender Man for that chat room,
Yeah.
he must feel awful.
Well, I mean, he released that statement,
Yeah.
but he refused to have an interview. Obviously, he refused. It's not his fault.
It's not
really.
his fault, no.
It's just like
He
someone
just
making a
made-
horror film, then people now believing it's real.
Yeah.
It's not. It's a horror. It's the same thing, isn't it? It's not his fault.
No, it's not his fault at
that
all.
people are going mental and making other stuff up online. It's absolutely nuts.
All he
So-
did was do a bloody picture,
I know.
and then it's turned into all this mental.
Yeah, it's weird.
It just goes to show, doesn't it?
That's why you got to keep an eye on your kids. If you got kids,
Keep an eye.
keep an eye.
Yeah, I
That's
keep
all
an
we
eye.
say. Keep an eye. Oh, and subscribe and follow the podcast.
Oh,
But
yeah.
keep an eye.
Keep an eye.
Keep an eye.
Subscribe. So the stabbing fundamentally changed how people viewed Slender Man. What had been a fun, collaborative internet horror project became associated with real-world violence and tragedy.
The Slender Man community itself was divided, and some creators felt horrified and guilty that their stories had contributed to this outcome, and others argued that fiction can't be blamed for the actions of mentally ill individuals.
Something Awful, where it all started, posted a message titled, "Please do not kill anybody because of Slender Man." They emphasised that he was ridiculous, just a blurry blob in the back of photos, and should never inspire violence.
The stabbing spawned what's been called a moral panic across the United States. Parents became terrified of what their children were accessing online, schools held assemblies warning kids about creepypasta, and news outlets ran scare pieces about internet horror stories.
Police Chief Russell Jack of Waukesha said the stabbing should be a wake-up call for all parents, that the internet is full of dark and wicked things, and this quote was repeated endlessly in media coverage.
All I'm thinking about right now is that police chief, because if his names were the other way around, it would be Police Chief Jack Russell.
I know, yeah.
So,
I'll try not to say it that way
I
as
know.
well.
but there were other incidents too. In June 2014, a woman in Cincinnati, Ohio, reported that her 13-year-old daughter attacked her with a knife and had written fiction about Slenderman that motivated the attack.
In September 2014, a 14-year-old girl in Port Richey, Florida, allegedly set her family's house on fire, while her mother and 9-year-old brother were inside, claiming Slender Man made her do it.
Dear God. These incidents, whether directly caused by Slender Man or not, obviously not, because he's not real,
He's not real.
created a narrative that online horror content was dangerous to children, and it had real consequences for the Slender Man mythos itself.
By the mid-2010s, Slender Man's popularity was declining. Most of the original blogs and websites dedicated to him shut down or became inactive. The character had lost much of its mystique and scariness.
Part of this was mainstream exposure. In 2016, HBO released a documentary called Beware the Slender Man about the Waukesha case. It was watched by millions and cemented Slender Man's association with violence rather than horror entertainment.
In 2018, a Hollywood film simply titled Slender Man was released by Sony Pictures. It was a critical and commercial failure. Commercial failure? Criticised as exploitive and poorly made. The film couldn't recapture what made Slender Man scary in the first place. It's not real, that's why.
Yeah, but things can be scary and not real.
Yeah, you can scare it, but flick it. Oh, come on, Sony. Buck up your ideas.
Marcus Theatres in Milwaukee and Waukesha refused to screen the film out of respect for the victims and their families. Anissa Weir's father called it extremely distasteful and urged theatres not to show it.
But here's what's interesting. While Slender Man himself declined in popularity, his influence on horror internet culture is massive and permanent. He proved that modern myths could be created collaboratively and spread globally in real time.
Slender Man paved the way for other internet horror characters. SCP Foundation, a collaborative horror writing project with thousands of contributed monsters, existed because of Slender Man. Jeff the Killer, The Rake, creepypasta as a genre, all influenced by its success.
The format of found footage horror, the use of social media for storytelling, the concept of alternate reality games that blur fiction and reality. Slender Man influenced all of it.
Video games continued to be made featuring Slender Man or inspired by him. The character appears in crossover games, indie horror titles, and lots of mods for very popular games. He's still recognisable and very much iconic.
In recent years, there's been a shift in how Slender Man is portrayed. Some creators now depict him as an anti-hero who protects victimised children from bullies, often by violent means. He's become more sympathetic, less pure evil.
And as of 2025, Slender Man occupies a weird space in pop culture. He's no longer trendy or at the peak of his popularity, but he's become a permanent fixture in internet folklore. Everyone knows who he is and what he represents.
New documentaries continue to be made. In 2024, Slenderverse, The Rise and Fall of Slender Man, was released, examining the character's cultural impact and the Waukesha stabbing. It shows there's still interest in understanding the phenomena.
The legal and ethical questions raised by Slender Man haven't gone away. Can creators be responsible when their fictional characters inspire real violence? And where's the line between artistic expression and dangerous content?
Slender Man also represents a broader truth about the internet age, that communities online can create shared beliefs that feel real even when they're not. That's how conspiracy theories spread. That's how misinformation takes hold.
The collaborative creation that made Slender Man fascinating is the same mechanism that makes online radicalization possible. It's the same process by which people create alternate realities they genuinely believe in.
And ultimately, that's why Slender Man matters beyond just being a creepy internet character. He's a case study in how modern mythology works, how stories spread, and how fiction can become reality in the minds of vulnerable people.
Eric Knudsen created something in 15 minutes that took on a life of its own. He lost control of his creation almost immediately, and that creation became powerful enough to motivate attempted murder.
Whether Slender Man is a cautionary tale about internet culture, a triumph of collaborative storytelling, or both, he's here to stay. He's part of our modern folklore now, and as recognisable as an ancient myth.
So, I'm going to revert back to Supernatural again. We did previously mention it, but there was something in that, and it is a thing, apparently.
Yeah.
I can't remember the word for it. But when people create something like Slender Man, and it grows legs as fast as Slender Man did, it becomes real. I can't remember what that thing is.
I can't remember what it's called, but in the Supernatural episode, they got it so he was scared of guns. Do you remember? So they did it on the forum, like, oh, he's scared. Oh, by the way, he's scared of guns.
Basically,
like
it was just a ghost story that people made up of a cabin and the cabin was there in real life, but there was a man in there with like an axe or something, and he used to kill people. And then the stories grew and grew, and people were just like Slender Man. Yeah. But then because of the belief, there was that much belief of it.
Yeah, it
manifested. Actually manifested.
Yeah, and became real.
So to kill it, they had to create that he's scared of guns or whatever.
Yeah, and was allergic.
And then get that belief around, and then obviously then that manifestation can be killed by. Yeah, it's nuts, but
good episode though.
Yeah, it is a thing. I can't remember the word, but it is a thing.
Like, I remember the picture, and it is a weird picture, but you can tell it's not real.
Or is it?
Oh my god!
I think he's outside. But
no, he lives in a forest mansion. Remember?
Oh yeah, true. Yeah,
forgot
about that. Yeah. Cool.
Cool.
But people that create these things,
it's not their fault.
Do they have a responsibility?
No.
I mean, not really.
I don't think they do.
It's not. They can't babysit the world.
No, and I think back then as well, there wasn't that much, like, anyone could go on anything. Like, there wasn't any age restrictions or anything as much, because there's a hell of a lot more now.
Yeah.
But it's like, just watch what your kids are doing.
Yeah, just keep an eye.
If you're noticing stuff that they're acting strange and they're acting like, you talk to them and go, what have you been playing on? Or you check their phones. Yeah. Where's your phone? What have you been playing on? What game have you been playing? Like, our kids are playing horror games now.
Yeah.
But nothing really scares them anymore.
No.
Because they've seen it all, whereas back in the day it would scare us.
Yeah. They know right from wrong as well. And
yeah.
I don't know. It's a difficult one to... It's not the creator's fault, of course.
No, I don't think it's the creator's fault. Unless you're purposely doing it.
Yeah, unless you're doing it for that reason. But he just posted a picture. He didn't say you gotta be his...
He posted it on a forum that said, make a weird paranormal picture. And he was like, okay then.
I'll make a weird paranormal picture.
And I made a weird paranormal picture.
He didn't then say that you need to kill someone to be my apostle.
Like, it's how it evolved, wasn't it? And it's
exactly, yeah. And it grew legs and it got out of hand. But it's no one's fault per se. It's just a horror story. Simple as that, innit?
It is.
Would you have contributed to it if you were on these sites back in the day?
No.
I know I would have.
I know you would have. You would have done something stupid.
I would have done a
but
massive
no,
story.
I'm not like that. I'll just probably comment and going, ew. Well, that's creepy. But I still can't get over the name Creepypasta. It's
I
weird.
don't know why that's really gotten to you.
I know, I just don't know why. But no, but there you have it. The complete history of Slender Man from his creation in 2009 to where he stands in 2025.
If you want to learn more, the HBO documentary Beware the Slender Man is available on Max. Marble Hornets is still on YouTube, and numerous articles and academic papers have been written analysing the phenomenon.
You can also check out the Creepypasta wiki to read the original stories, though be warned, some of it is generally disturbing content. It's not appropriate for young audiences.
And make sure you're following us on all our social media stuff for updates, any behind the scenes stuff we eventually get around to doing, and let us know what you thought of this episode. Did you experience Slender Man back in the day? Do you have memories of the early creepypasta?
And if you're not already subscribed to Till Death Paranormal, hit that subscribe button. We've got more urban legends coming up in the next few weeks.
And of course, don't forget to rate and review us on whatever you're listening to us on, as it does help other paranormal guys find the show.
And remember to stay away from tall, faceless figures in the woods.
And maybe check what your kids are looking at online. Not to be paranoid, but just to be informed.
Indeed.
And remember, not all stories
Have an end.
Said I do and now we're stuck, going through life without much luck. Strap yourself in and don't hold your breath.